Hi, my name's Johan Coorg. I'm with KEF, the loudspeaker company. I've been there for a very long time, about 27 years. And my job is really helping all our divisions around the world. I've done many things, from sales management to marketing, and basically KEF, we are sold in about 60 countries around the world. Well, KEF is 55 years old, and I think it is true to say we're obviously proud of what we make, and we are, in our specialist world, we are well known. We are respected, let's say that, for making good sounding products. Some quite expensive, but there is a KEF sound, so it has to make a sound. But in the last about 10 years or so, we have paid a lot of attention to the way it looks, to paying a lot of attention to design, using very nice materials, paying a lot of attention to the way it looks. Obviously, a loudspeaker has to sound nice, but we are trying to appeal to a wider audience rather than just audiophiles by making interesting looking products. An extreme example would be the blades. It's an interesting one again. I mean, Raymond Cook, who started KEF, our founder, who passed away in 1996. He was an engineering director for the BBC. The best known project was codename LS35A, which was a project to make a speech monitor. This, as many people will know, became a very famous hi-fi loudspeaker, but it was never intended to be a hi-fi loudspeaker. It was only intended to reproduce man voice. But people loved the way it sounded on piano and strings, and it became a classic. Well, the model, if you want to look it up on our website, the first KEF UniQ loudspeaker was called C35. The research behind the principle of UniQ started in around the mid-1980s, and C35 came out in 1988. And that was the very first product. The whole idea behind UniQ, as I'm sure you guys know, is all frequencies from one point, just like when we speak. The advantages are very wide dispersion, very even in a room, which has also very particular benefits, we feel, for multi-channel, for home theatre, for example, when you're using 5 or 7 loudspeakers or even more. LS50, 50th anniversary 5 years ago it's a milestone for any company or person. And we wanted to do a special product for our 50th anniversary. Many markets, particularly Asia, were saying, please, can you please bring back the LS35A? Small, nice, specialist speaker. We could do, but we didn't want to do that because our technology has come a long way. So we created this speaker called LS Loudspeaker 50, a specialist loudspeaker, using our best technologies, modern technologies. So it became a UniQ monitor loudspeaker. But we did voice it in the mid-range, a lot like the famous LS35A, where the sound was much loved by people. It was intended as a limited edition specialist loudspeaker, we have to consider how many we sell. But almost immediately from the start, we sold out. And people said, oh, please keep it going. And now it's been going for 5 years now. And the sales just keep on going. Blade, from a technical point of view, was all about giving our engineers the opportunity to take the UniQ principle to its modern furthest as far as we can go. And that is to say, to have the best UniQ right in the middle and to symmetrically put 1, 2, 3, 4 bass drivers equal distance from the UniQ. So it's about a configuration. One of the spin-offs of that advantages is that configuration is very high performance, but we can fit it into a very elegant, slim enclosure. And then we got together with a New York design house called Echo Design, a Manhattan design house, to actually give body, to do the fine design details. And it's a high-end loudspeaker. It performs very well, very interestingly for the sound it makes, because it gives kind of 2 balls, massive 3-dimensional balls of sound, the way it's configured. But it's also very interesting looking. And I have to say, even though it's a high-end, expensive loudspeaker, it appeals to not the typical audiophile. So, dare I say it, for example, a lot of ladies who hate hi-fi, high-end hi-fi, they go, oh, that looks very beautiful, it looks like a sculpture. So everybody happy. My personal favorite, that's a very difficult question, very difficult, because now we make a very wide range of products in size and price. From the crazy Muon, which is taller than me, to something which is similar shaped, a little Bluetooth loudspeaker called the Muo, but it's $350, but it's actually can be related. There's a consistency. So everything in between, but my favorite, I'm going to stick my neck out, and this is only me, because I'm thinking of my home, Blade 2. The smaller blade. Why? Well, I love the blade, but I live in a normal size house. Let's say a normal size living room. The blade is wonderful. I could make the blade work, the big blade work in my room, if I made many modifications to the room. That's not going to happen. My wife, no way. Blade 2 just works without any modifications. And I personally love the sound picture, if you like, that the blades give. But that's just my taste. Well, it's great to be back in Thailand, the fantastic weather, but I've always loved Thailand, personally. It's presenting KEF from the moment I walked in a very, very nice way, because the market is changing. We make loudspeakers which make sound, and a loudspeaker is at the end of a chain. That chain of delivery is changing very fast. It doesn't matter whether it's an LP or whether the sound comes from the cloud streaming, or whether you're into sophisticated home theatre with stuff like very interesting new technologies like Dolby Atmos which is wonderful, really adds a new dimension to home cinema. At KEF, we're involved in it all, and at many price levels. You will be seeing some very interesting new KEF products in the next couple of months. From a personal point of view, I thank goodness that I work for a loudspeaker company, because everybody will always need loudspeakers.